So I took Blue for a ride the other day, stomped on it, and we had a major bog. So this time around, we're going to be doing a little bit of upper carburetor work. Stick around. Yep, so after that test drive, getting back and checking the accelerator pump, kind of realized, yeah, that was the problem. The leather on it is probably shot, deteriorated, and not really giving a pump shot. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the carburetor off the car, because the last thing I want to do is pull one of these top screws out and end up dropping it down there. So it'll be easier on the bench. So we're going to get that off. And over here on my workbench, I have a nice little stand, little work tray. Put the carb on. All the little parts go here, put the top on there, do what we got to do. I have a newer carb kit, and I've got everything I need right here. The previous owner of the car, John, had kept lots of documentation, and he made this little binder just for the 65 Barracudas with the 385, the 3853 or 3854 carburetor. And everything out of the owner's manual, service manual, on how to overhaul these carbs. Plus, I've got a lot of Carter stuff in here, in this binder that he left for me. Everything I need, cross-reference kits. And what I don't have here, well, I've got upstairs in the office. So, let's get the carburetor off the car and on the stand. Alright, we got the top off, and let me show you close up. There's the accelerator pump. Yeah, it's not pumping anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to take the, hold on. What we're going to have to do is we're going to take the floats off, put a new gasket on, swap this out, put it back together. Everything in here looks okay. A little gummed up. This isn't great. It's definitely loose now that I flop it around. It's a little sticky, but this carburetor has been sitting for a long time on the car, and it really needs to be just run. I think everything's going to be okay as is. The settings and adjustments are fine. The car just drove great, just because of the pump wouldn't do anything. So we're gonna carefully take this apart, put a gasket on, put that on, and reassemble. Okay, I spun it around so I can work on it here a little bit better. Now I know a lot of you are asking yourself right now, or thinking to yourself rather, why aren't you gonna rebuild the whole thing? Well, if I had a little more time, I would, and by time I mean my daily driver needs to go into the shop for a few days, and I might need to be driving Blue for a couple of days while it's in the shop. So I'm going to fix what needs to be fixed, keep the rest of the kit, and if I need to, I will do the whole thing another time. Okay. I mean, there's no harm in putting new seats in while I'm here. Rather, new needles. And I've got them out anyway, so I can do that. And I'm making sure I'm keeping them separated side to side. Faux sure. Be very careful not to mess with the needles. Don't want to damage those in any way. Definitely going to need that. And let's see, we have new needles and seats. Do I want to do the needles and seats or just the needles? Well, I'm here, right? But you know, it's not, now's the time to do it. And you want to definitely use the right screwdriver with this kind of work. Nice, wide, flat blade. Now John had made this, the previous owner of Blue, made this little stand because he did a lot of carburetor work himself. By a lot of carburetor work, I mean he collected multiple Carter carburetors just to rebuild them. I mean, I think that was one of his obsessions with his early cars. And I have multiple carburetors, marine carbs, all kinds of stuff for these cars and others. And that's why I have a lot of Carter information, factory books, factory Carter tools, a lot of things that I inherited from John. Not least of which is a lot of his knowledge all written down in that pamphlet that I showed you earlier, because he did a lot of the legwork. Looks like there's two of those there. Let me get the other side in first before I go choosing which one of those little clips goes on. Nice and centered, snuggish. There, that's that. Okay, let me take this off of here. So there's two clips per needle and seat, and the ones that are on the car right now look like they're a shorter clip. This one here is looks like a taller clip. So I'm going to use the shorter clip, obviously. Back leg came out. And then we'll put this in. I ended up robbing a plunger from another kit, because this one here, even though it's one of the newer kits I have, it's just, the leather had shrunk up so much it was just pulling back. It wasn't doing anything but screwing up. So another one in here, and it seems to be good. And it goes down and it will plunge. So let's try this again. We're all back together. Let's fire it up. Should be fine. Yeah, cold start, no problem. Until the fog seems to be gone. Sounds so much better already. Let's go for a ride. Ooh, much better already. Already tell the difference just coming off the line, even just backing out of the driveway, going down the road. Before we're just kind of bogged right down. Let's see. But I can already tell with the accelerator pump replaced, just driving the car. Just like it's supposed to be. Nice. Nice idle. There you have it. I'm going to leave it here for today. Six-star Bog was the accelerator pump. I knew that. Pulling it out, showed you folks that the leather was just shot. And with that test drive, world of difference. I mean, all the other adjustments were pretty spot on. The car accelerated smooth before. Just from the stomp, it was just a bog. Now, no problems. So, I want to thank you all for coming back and watching. If you like what we're doing here on the channel, consider subscribing, and I'll catch you next time.